What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here, back with another NBA 2K25 video. Today's video, we are actually going to be discussing the new builds in NBA 2K25 that just dropped for the Season 6 update. I'm a little late on this. I usually do these type of videos. You know, we discuss everything badge and build related in NBA 2K on this channel. I usually do these as soon as the new season drop, but I was kind of caught up, been a little busy, you know, taking care of some personal things and whatnot. So that's kind of the reason why I've been, not around as far as uploading and whatnot. But we're back, and we're going to take a look at the new builds. We do have new Pro Toon builds, we have new NBA player builds, and then we also have new community builds as well too. So to first get started, we're just gonna, just make our, handed jerseyness or whatever, jersey number or whatever, just so that we could create our build, and then we can get into the new Pro Toon build. So for the first build, the new Pro Toon builds for our, the update Season 6 is going to be under the point guards. It's going to be under balanced, and it's going to be the Adam build. And it says that it's a small but fearless guard, smooth finisher, unstoppable from deep, loses defenders with handles, racks up steals, and is a pest defensively. Your stature, you're going to be 5'9", 185 pounds with a 6'1" wingspan, and is inspired by Allen Iverson from the Philadelphia 76ers. There you see the top attributes. You're looking at A+ ball handle, steal, and 3 with an A perimeter and A speed with ball. For your badges, you're looking at Hall of Fame ankle assassin, handles for days, lightning launch, glove, interceptor, and off-ball pass. So, this is one of those builds that actually gets a bevy of Hall of Fame badges, which is pretty cool. And the reason why I say that is because with the +1s, you'll be able to put, one of those badges up to legend. So you're thinking, when you're looking at this build, you're looking at, either legend glove, legend interceptor, legend lightning launch, legend ankle assassin. Handles for days I probably really wouldn't go with, nor would I go with off ball pass. But legend ankle assassin, lightning launch, glove, interceptor, you can't go wrong with any of those 4 badges. And then even when you look at your gold badges, you're looking at +1 on one of those gold badges. You're looking at Hall of Fame, either limitless range, on ball menace, challenger, dead eye, just whatever, set shot specialist, shifty shooter, you name it. And this is, or even strong handle too, for getting to the rim and whatnot. So I also like the fact that you have some silver badges that go a long way. Versatile visionary, a very, very good badge when it comes to passing the ball, distributing the ball, running point, especially in the 5v5 setting. Very, very, very useful badge in a 5v5 setting. Then you have badges like layup mix master, along with silver physical finisher as well too. Just to make your build that more versatile. You got an 88 driving layup, so you could also slap +1 on one of those and get, excuse me, a gold physical finisher or gold layup mix master. That paired with a gold or even Hall of Fame strong handle, just makes you that much better, because now you can space the floor, you can shoot, you can get your buckets, wherever, from the mid-range, from the 3, or even going down low, like I said, with that strong handle. And then you put, layup mix master, physical finisher on a possible +1. You got some aerial wizard, posterizer in there, so you can actually, catch some alley-oops, dunk the ball as well too. The only thing I really don't like about this build is how short you are. That's, for me, that's really the only thing I don't like about this build. Even though you have 92 perimeter defense, which is really good, 96 steal, people are just going to shoot over you because you're 5'9", dog. Like 5'9", 6'3" guys, 6'4", 6'6", they're going to shoot over you like you're not even there. So, like, attribute wise, badge wise, this isn't so much of a bad build, but just the fact that you're going to be so short. This is one of those builds that you will see, a lot of park guys running, because they're just going to sit corner and guard the lockdown, who's not going to really dribble or do anything. The lock is just going to sit in corner, space the floor, shoot wide open threes. This really isn't a build that I would recommend for most people. This is like a very niche type of build. Moving on to our next build, we have shooting guard under the defensive category, and it is called the Hound build. And the description says that it is a tough 2 guard, Dynamite dribbler, creates play with ease, locks down opposing players with on-ball physicality and quickness. Big steals guy. Your stature, you are 6'4", 230 pounds, 7-foot wingspan, inspired by Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat. 2005-2006, D Wade. And I'm liking this build. Like, we look at, for our simplified view, we're looking at A plus perimeter defense, A ball handle, steal, 3-point, A minus with the B plus agility. You're looking at, Hall of Fame challenger, Hall of Fame strong handle, Hall of Fame off ball pass, gold dimer, glove, and movable enforcer. Like, this is actually a pretty nice lock type of build. Like, I'm genuinely not even mad at this build. The only thing that I would say about a build like this is if you're trying to make a lock build, you could make a much better lock build than this. Like, you could make a this is a good, well balanced like type of lockdown build, but you could make a better lockdown build than this. Because me personally, my lockdown is 6'4", 235, and I get like way higher strength. My speed and agility is around this. I think like 85 or something like that. But my strength is way higher. I have 99 perimeter. I have 99 steal. I have like a 60 D board. Like, I have like a little 68 block, which isn't that great, but it's enough to get the job done. I have a 72 interior defense. So, this build, like I said, if you're going for a more, offensive orientated type of block that can, 92 ball handle, put the ball on the floor, can pass 85 pass accuracy, can, get to his spots, 80 speed with ball, can, put the ball on the floor and score, 87 three ball, 78 midi, 80 drive and dunk, 80 drive and layup. This is a well-balanced type of lock build. This is actually pretty nice. Like, I wouldn't mind having something like this on the team. This is one of the very few Pro Toon builds that I've seen that I wouldn't even be mad at having this on my team. In fact, I would go as far as to say is that I wouldn't even be mad at me making a build like this or using this build. Personally, I wouldn't, just because, like I said, I have a 6'4" lot, and it is very similar, a little bit heavier, way better strength, way better badges. Like, that build has everything on Legend. Like, I have, the only thing I don't have on Legend is because I don't have high enough agility, and that is Legend Pick Dodger. But everything else I have on Legend on that lock build. I have Legend On Ball Menace, Legend Immovable Enforcer, Legend Glove, Legend Interceptor, Legend, Challenger, Legend Off Ball Pass. So for me, that is really the only thing. But again, my build is a pure lock build. This is more like an offensive orientated type of lock build. I think I have like a 70 ball handle on that lock build, like a 78 pass accuracy. So I'm not the best, passer or dribbler or anything with that build. But, I can space the floor. I do have a 94 3 ball on that build. I can space the floor. I can play defense. I'm 3 and D. I'm not mad at this build, though. This is one of the better Pro Toon builds. If you're in the looks for, another build, or you want to build with a very rare name like Hound, or maybe you just want, a new fun build to play with towards like the end game of 2K25, I wouldn't be mad at somebody running this type of build. Now, moving on, we have our next build, which is going to be at small forward. It's going to be rebounding, and it's going to be the rebounding magnet, or the rebound magnet, excuse me. Says well-balanced and lengthy wing with elite rebounding capabilities, protects the rim, moves well at his highs, can score in a variety of ways. Your height is 6'10", your weight is 215 pounds with a 7'6" wingspan, and it's inspired by Larry Nance Jr.'s father from the Cleveland Cavaliers. 89-90, Larry Nance from the Cavs. We're looking at the simplified view. A, offensive rebound, B plus defensive rebound, B on the block, B minus standing dunk, B minus drive and layup. Now, though, that right there alone doesn't make me too happy, just because just off of the grades alone, we're looking at something that probably doesn't have, like, it's not really excelling at anything. And then you look at the go-to badges, we don't have a single Legend badge, and we also don't have a single Hall of Fame badge. Now, for a build that is called Rebound Magnet, I would assume that we would have at least Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser for a build that's like sole, purpose is rebound. It specializes and rebounding, well balanced and lifting wing with elite rebounding. This is not elite rebounding when you only have gold rebound chaser. Yes, we can use our +1, but I would much rather have Hall of Fame rebound chaser by default and use our +1 to get legend rebound chaser if we're going to be elite at, rebounding. We're looking at gold area wizard, pogo stick, strong handle, a bevy of silver and bronze badges. So it is well balanced. They weren't lying about it being well balanced, but I would kind of rather be, a specialist and be a craftsman at one particular thing. I'd rather have 99 O board, 99 D board, and kind of fill that niche on a team, let that be my role, than to be like a jack of all trades, master of none, everything in the 70s. Like, this isn't too bad. Again, like I said, you can get by with a lot of these stats, but there's some stats that I would kind of want to change. Ball handle, 73, I would kind of want that to be, 77 just for a higher strong handle. Speed with ball, I would rather get that up to like 75, I think it is, for lightning launch. Silver, I want to say. Pass accuracy, I would want to get that up to 78. I believe that's the threshold for pass accuracy. Perimeter defense, I would want to get that up to 74 for some more perimeter badges, but I think you got to be under 6'10". I think you got to be 6'9" to get those badges, so wouldn't even kind of matter in this regards. 73 steals, not that bad. Block is not that bad, but yeah, man, like there's just a lot of things that I would change on this build that, to me, this just isn't a very good build, especially when it's telling you that it's elite at rebounding and it's not elite at rebounding. 92 O board, 85 D board. First of all, that 85 D board, you're going to get horsed badly. Like, if you go up against a 7-footer with really high O board, 90, 92, 93, 96 O board, 99 O board, you are going to get horsed out of your fucking shoes with an 85 D board. Even with proper positioning, trust me, I had to use my cap breakers. I tried that 92.85 or 96.85 on my very first big build, and when you go up against the normal bigs, you can get by with, but when you go up against a big with 99 O board, you are going to get horsed even with good positioning. And you're telling me you're undersized at 6'10", you're definitely not going to really be able to box out. They're going to be just running behind you, jumping over you, and just snagging shit. So yeah, man, definitely not one of the best builds, to be trying to make, especially rebounding wise. Like, even if you go look at the Crasher build, to me, I got worse defense. I wouldn't say that was a better build, but yeah, this rebound magnet is not it. Our next build, we're looking at power forward. We're going to be going to the defense category, and then we're going to be going for the gatekeeper. That is the new build for power forwards, Pro Tune. It says a difference maker near the rim defensively, high level rim protector and defensive play finisher, balanced offensively. So once again, like, I'm not liking these descriptions because their idea of, high. Okay, oh, you know what? It said high level rim protector. Excuse me, I misread. Stature 7 feet tall, 234 pounds, 7'8" wingspan, inspired by Jermaine O'Neal on the Indiana all-time Pacers, 03-04 Pacers. Now, I want to say that was my fault. I misread it. I thought it said elite level rim protector, because I was going to say, how are we elite level rim protector with no legend or Hall of Fame badges, but it says high level. Now, I'm okay with this description. Okay, difference maker near the rim defensively, high level rim protector. And I'm looking at the stats, 90 interior defense, 93 block. I wouldn't even say that that's a difference maker or just high level. I would say that was damn near elite level rim protector. Now, you don't have the badges to say you are, because you only have gold paint patroller and whatnot, but the attributes that you have would, in my opinion, make you a elite rim protector. Once you start getting to the 90s and 90 plus, you're looking at elite level play. The badges, again, like I said, I don't like these builds where you're like specializing in just basically defense or whatever it is you're specializing in, and you don't have the badges to go with it. If I'm going to be, defensive minded type of center, a big, I need high level rebounding and I need high level defense, and I need, more importantly, the badges to go with it. Not even Hall of Fame paint patroller just kind of rubs me the wrong way, only having gold paint patroller, which means that I'm going to have to pick and decide where that +1 goes. Am I going to use my +1 on paint patroller, or am I going to use my +1 on rebound chaser? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like having to have that dilemma. If I got Hall of Fame, paint patroller, then guess what? That +1 is going to rebound chaser. If I got Hall of Fame rebound chaser, then guess what? That +1 is going to paint patroller. But either way, I would pretty much have, in my mind decided, what I'm going to be putting it on. Now, me personally, I would probably be putting that +1 on High Flying Denier if that is a tier 1 badge or tier 2 badge. I don't think it's gonna, is it gonna tell me if it's wait, let me see. If I think if I go to customize, it will tell us, right? So if we go to customize, we look at view all badges. I'm trying to see High Flying Denier. So High Flying Denier, oh wait, no, those are takeovers. Never mind. Wait, no. Okay, yeah, it is tier 2. So this being a tier 2 badge actually helps us. I was looking at the wrong thing. So High Flying Denier is tier 2, which means you would be able to throw a +1 on that and get gold High Flying Denier, and then put +1 on Paint Patrol and get Hall of Fame Paint Patroller with gold High Flying Denier. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all now that I'm looking at that. This could actually be, pretty decent, depending on how you use your +1s and plus tier 1 and tier 2 +1. So I'm not mad at this build. I will put it this way: the Gatekeeper build is much better than that Rebound Magnet. I will say that. And then last but not least, for our final Pro Toon build, at center, it is balanced, and it is going to be the Unicorn build. Now, the Unicorn description says that it is a tall 5 with forward-like skills, can create his own shot in a variety of ways, both back to basket and when facing up, high-level rim protector. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say, right, well, let me finish reading the description. You are 7'2", 223 pounds with a 7'2" wingspan, inspired by Kristaps Porzingis for the Boston Celtics. Current day Kristaps Porzingis, 2024-2025. Now, the first thing that I want to say, right, obviously this is a Porzingis build because it has his name, the Unicorn, which is his, nickname. But the first thing I want to point out is the playmaking on this thing. 69 ball handle at 7'2" is kind of crazy. I don't even think that that's possible to get that high of ball handle, right? Because, I think you have to be 7 foot. I think 7 foot you cap out at 70 ball handle. At 7 feet tall, you can't get anything higher than 70 ball handle. And the only reason why I know that is because I played around with a bunch of different center builds, and I was trying to get a 70 ball handle on the 7-1, and you can't get a 70 ball handle on the 7-1. It caps out at 70 overall, caps out at 7 foot. And the only reason why I know that is because that's where you get the pro dribble moves, where you see a lot of these centers able to kind of ISO and put the ball on the floor and dribble. You need at least a 70 ball handle to get those pro dribble moves and whatnot. So yeah, this is kind of crazy that you can get up to a 69. Obviously, you need to use this specific build and you can't change anything about it. But a 69, damn near 70 ball handle at 7'2" is unheard of, kind of crazy. But the fact that you can't get that 70, which means you can't get those pro dribble move animations, it kind of screws the build over. It kind of makes the build kind of ass that you can't get a 70. Now, if you could get a 70 at 7'2", I promise you would see a lot more people with this build. But that being said, we're looking at the badges again. No Legend or Hall of Fame badges. We're looking at Gold Aerial, Box Out, Off-Ball Pass, Paint Patroller, Set Shot, and Post-Fade Phenom. Now, the one thing that I will say is that I'm not mad at this. For a 7'2" build, you are not really going to see a lot of these attributes. You're not going to see, I don't think you can get a 69 ball handle. And correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, right? Because I stayed away. My tallest build is 7'1". I don't think you can get up to an 89 with a 7'2" height big, right? Can you? because I have a 7-1 and I think I'm maxed out at, or damn near maxed out at 87 midi. But then again, maybe because I didn't play with my wingspan, that might be the reason why I maxed out at 87. I think I didn't go crazy on the wingspan just because I still wanted to get 99 D board, 99 block. So that might be the reason why. So maybe you can at 7.2. But I was convinced that you couldn't get this high of shooting at 7.2, 7.3. I could be wrong though. I might need to go in the builder and do my research, my work, But I'm looking at the badges for this build and I'm just kind of just like, eh. Like the one real unicorn thing about this build is that you could the ball handling and the pass accuracy at that height, like the playmaking at that height of 7.2 is amazing. But the problem is that you can't even get the signature animations that you would want. So it's just the for me. As far as these builds, I would go ahead and say that for sure the Hound defense, the Hound is probably the best one, number one for sure. Then I would go power forward. I would go power forward Gatekeeper as the second best, and then the third for me would be the PG Adam build, and then I would probably then go the center for Unicorn, and then dead last would be the small forward rebound Magnum build. Like that build was just not it. Just not it at all. So moving on, those are our Pro Toon builds. Moving on, we are going to be talking about the new NBA builds. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new NBA builds. So for the PGs, the new build is actually going to be, I think, Darius Garland, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Darius Garland. Highlight reel, offensive playmaker, elite skills with the ball, can create his own shot with the best of them, tough to keep out the lane, crafty finisher, 6'1", 192 with a 6'5" wingspan. And then you look at these attributes, not too bad, man. Like, I want to customize the build because I just want to see the badges that you get. So, you're looking at Ankle Assassin, Hall of Fame set shot, Hall of Fame lightning launch, which I like. Only bronze limitless, which is but you're going to have some mini marksmen. You're going to have gold handles for days, ankle assassins, deadeye, unpluckable, shifty shooter. And then that Hall of Fame set shot, which is actually pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. And then that 94 mid-range, it kind of goes, pairs well with what people like to do in this game, which is spam those shifty shooter moving middies, those dribble pull-up middies. You're going to have a 93 driving layup, which I do like, but the fact that you don't have any strength on this build kind of negates the fact that you have a high-ass driving layup. Like, yeah, you have, gold layup mixmaster, but to me, the real beauty of having layup mixmaster and a high layup is also having physical finisher paired with this badge right here. Where's the ball handle at? Strong handle. Like, it makes you getting to the rim and finishing that much easier. And even if you want to say you don't really need strong handle, you can get by your matchup no problem. Still, the fact that not having physical finisher, because there will be times where you have to fight through contact, it just doesn't hit as well. But overall, I would say this isn't a bad build. Like, this isn't a bad build. This is a somewhat decent build. I like that it has at least a 74 perimeter, so you're going to have those bronze badges, like on the perimeter, on-ball menace, pick dodger, and all of those things. With the 74, you get all those perimeter badges on bronze. I like that because it makes you at least a capable defender at staying in front of your man. The steel 67 is just kind of whack to me. If you're not going to go 73, then you might as well just leave that steel at a 60 just for bronze interceptor. I just don't see the point in going 67. That's just me. 60 is enough just for you to play the passing lanes. That's all I really need. The ball handle, the pass accuracy, all this other stuff is definitely serviceable. Like, I don't really see anything else on this build that's like bad to me. Besides, like I said, the strength. I'm not a fan of the strength. I'm not a fan of the 3, I guess. But if you have the mid range to make up for it, it's not too bad. But yeah, that's really it in my opinion. Moving on to the shooting guard position, we do have Klay Thompson as the build. Wait. Okay, it's two builds. Okay, because I thought it was Tracy McGrady. So for the shooting guard, we do have Klay Thompson, which dynamite shooter from mid to deep range, can't be left alone at any distance. Disciplined defender who can guard both inside and out. So 6'6", 215 pounds with a 6'6" wingspan. 88 layups, 60 drive and dunk, just enough to get those dunking animations, obviously. 84 close shots, so you'll be able to finish, you'll be able to throw up, floaters and whatnot. 45 standing dunk for those standing dunk animations. You had a 96 midi with a 93 three ball, 88 free throw, 75 pass, 75 ball handle, 68 speed with ball, which is serviceable as a guy that's going to be playing off ball, especially at small forward, because you're really probably going to be getting pushed to small forward if you're playing rec. 70 interior defense, which is actually pretty underrated. A lot of these guards not putting interior defense and wondering why like dudes are just rim running nonstop. 70 interior defense is nice. 92 perimeter defense. Now the steal, not a fan of the steal being that low, but the thing about it, right, that's underrated that people don't realize is that you can box people and play lockdown defense without ever needing steal. Now, obviously, if I'm making a pure lock build, I'm putting steal on my build, but I've had plenty of guard builds with just perimeter defense, like 85 perimeter defense, nothing, no steal. 74 perimeter defense, no steal. Like, whatever. Like, just perimeter defense so I can stay in front of my man, get the animations and stuff, being able to get the shot contest. But I don't need a steal. I know how to play, good defense and stay in front of my man. Not a fan of the speed either. 77 speed is not it. You're going to have a hard time running around, keeping up with people, trying to chase them around the court. Like, especially with slippery off ball. 77 speed, not a fan of that. 60 strength, not a fan of the strength either. Vertical's not really needed because you're not going to be rebounding or dunking really with this build. But the strength could definitely be higher. The speed could definitely be better. If you're going to really be at the two guard, the ball handle should definitely be higher. The ball handle and speed with ball should 1,000% be higher. But if you're going to be at something like small forward a lot, then you could get by with the 75 ball handle, 68 speed with ball. But if you're literally going to be the two guard, like, to me, that playmaking is just not enough. The shooting is probably overkill, but I'm not mad at it. This isn't too bad. Like, I think you could make this serviceable, but there would be a lot of tweaks that I would make to this build. And then finally, we have the Tracy McGrady build that was also added as well too. Gifted all-around two guards, scores at a high clip from all three levels, tremendous shot creator, and a versatile finisher. Elite length at the two position, so 6'8", 210 pounds, 7-foot wingspan. And I'm pretty sure this is the only. Can you get 6'8" at shooting guard? I'm not sure. I know you can't get over 6'6" at PG, but I can't remember if you can go to 6'8" at shooting guard. I honestly thought it was capped at 6'7", but you might be able to go to 6'8". But either way, the attributes: 85 layup, 93 driving dunk, 72 standing dunk. I'm not mad at that. Beautiful finishing. Finishing is perfect. I have no complaints about that finishing. 75 close shot. You got the rise up badge with that 72 standing dunk. I have no complaints about finishing whatsoever. I mean, the only thing I would nitpick is maybe not having post control, maybe having a 67 post control so you could get those bronze badges, just all of the badges bronze, but not really something necessary. Like, you could get by without that. This is perfect finishing in my opinion. Shooting, 89 midi, 83 three ball, 74 free throw. Now, the one thing I will nitpick about the shooting is that the free throw on a build that has such good finishing where you're probably going to be getting fouled a lot, you probably want a higher free throw, right? If you're playing fives, you want like an 85 free throw if you're going to be, running a 93 drive and an 85 layup. But that's just me. Playmaking, 71 pass, 86 ball handle, 75 speed with ball. It's definitely serviceable. I would prefer 78 pass accuracy, but I'm not mad at it. 60 interior defense, 85 perimeter, 60 steals, 68 block. I'm cool with the defense, although I would probably want higher interior defense because if you're going to be at the small forward, you're going to be dealing with a lot of rim running. You kind of want that interior defense to make people miss. Offensive rebound, defensive rebound is fine at 60. The physicals, I would want a little bit higher strength, but this is a well-balanced build. This is just a balance. This is a just a decent overall, like all around type of build where you're not really elite at anything besides maybe finishing, but outside of that, you're just really good at everything else, you know. So nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Then moving on to our small forward position, we have damn, I passed it. Our small forward build, we have Paul George. Gifted wing, can play multiple roles on offense and defense. Elite perimeter defender who can score at a high clip from any level. This got to be Indiana Pacers Paul George, because this is certainly not Philadelphia 76ers Paul George. But yeah, man, looking at his build, 6'9", 220 pounds with a 6'11". Wingspan, 84 close shot, 85 drop and layup, 87 drive and dunk, 55 standing with a 70 post control. Again, really, really good finishing. Wouldn't mind having that 72 standing dunk on this build, especially at 6'9", but this is really good finishing. 86 midi, 83 3, 81 free throw, good shooting, good playmaking, 78 pass accuracy, 80 ball handle, 72 speed with ball. Like, I really genuinely don't have any complaints about this build. I do wish the speed was a little bit faster, because at 76 speed, you're going to be chasing dudes around trying to keep up with them. But outside of that, if you could get that speed up to like 80 something, 81, 85 or something, this is actually a really decent build. Ironic enough that it's Paul George's build, because he's playing horrible right now. But, you know, this is actually a really good build. Really good build. Moving on, we have our power forwards. Did I pass it? Okay, there we go. So we have Evan Mobley for the power forward position. We have agile and versatile big with few holes in his game. Effective inside scorer with respectable face-up game. A two-way talent. Protects the rim at a high level. Now, I don't know if I would say, okay, you know what? I looked at it. I'll say he protects the rim at a high level. 90 interior defense, 84 block. That would be a high level. 6'11", 215 pounds with a 7'4" wingspan. 86 close shot, 80 driving layup, 80 driving dunk with an 85 standing and a 79 post control. Really good finishing, really well balanced at, you know, every aspect. 80 mid-range, 83, 74 free throw. Would like higher free throw, but outside of that, offensively, this build is balanced to hell and back. You can score, you know, layups, dunks, alley-oops, hooks, out of the post fade, post hook, whatever. You got midi, you got three, you got some free throw on there, you got some pass accuracy, you got a little bit of ball handle, nothing insane, but you could put that shit on the floor, you know. But again, I like this build just off of what I'm seeing so far. Then you add in the 90 interior defense, you add in the 71 perimeter defense, which I'm not sure what the height cap is for a challenger. But if you have the height cap that you need, then I think 71 gets you bronze challenger, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute since I looked at the badge requirements. Actually, we could just customize this and check. But it might be height cap though, right? It might be height cap. So that might... No. Badge tier 2, bronze challenger. Okay, so I was right. You do get challenger at 71 perimeter. So I do like that for this build. 67 steal, 84 block. 85 D-board. That's really the only thing I don't like about this build, is like I think the rebounding is a little bit low for what it is. Now, obviously, if you are always at the power forward position, this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly decent build. Now, there are the off chance that you get put at center sometimes as a power forward if you're playing solo rec or random rec, depending on what your you know, team rec or whatever, depending on what your team makeup is. Getting put at center, you know, 60 O board, 85 D board, 71 strength, you're going to get fried. But if you are, you know, the dedicated power forward, you could kind of get by with the 85 D board. I'm not too mad at that. And then, last but not least, we have our center position. There's no way I passed it already. Damn, bro. For our center position, we have Jalen Duren from the Detroit Pistons, 6'10", 250 pounds. 7'5", and if you're a gambling man, this man has made me so much money. This man is a guaranteed 10 boards no matter what, bro. Shout out to my boy Jalen, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I fuck with you the long way, bro. This man is, I wouldn't say a guaranteed dub, but yo, if you need a solid You know, parlay piece, bro. Hey, Jalen for 10 boards. He's going to take you to the promised land. If he's not in foul trouble, this man is taking you to the promised land when it comes to those 10 rebounds. But anyway, description: physical player with elite rebounding abilities, tough to contain near the rim, solid rim protector defensively, runs the floor well given overall size. You look at his attributes, we're looking at a 92 close shot, 80 layup, 80 driving dunk with the 85 standard and 77 post control. Beautiful finishing down low. Beautiful. This is extremely nice. You're going to be able to cook up down low. Now, there's the problem. He's not much of a shooter. Okay, 65 midi means that you will at least have bronze set shot specialist. If I'm not mistaken, let me customize the build and take a look. Is it height capped? I know it's not height capped, is it? Like, where is... Okay, silver set shot specialist. Wait. How is it? Oh, that's if you customize it. Okay. But that's not saying that you have it. So, okay, yeah. So this is what you could possibly get, you know, if you play around with it. But let me look at the badge myself. Yeah, so bronze set shot specialist. Okay, so I was right, 65. So, yeah, bronze set shot specialist, bronze post fade phenom. But yeah, bronze set shot specialist with that 65. So +1 could possibly get you, you know, silver set shot. But let me just see one thing really quickly. I just need to see if it's a tier 1. I believe set shot specialist is a tier 1 no matter what. Yeah, it's tier 1. So yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to play around with that because, you know, you got the rebounding, you got the block, the interior defense. You're gonna might want to put something else somewhere else to get +1, something to, you know, gold or Hall of Fame. Not really sure I want to waste set shot specialist, +1 on set shot specialist. But you can, though. If you decide that that's what you want to do, you can, you know, put your +1 on, you know, mid-range and get that up to a silver set shot specialist and just make you a little bit more of a threat, you know, if you know your jumper. The problem with this is there's not going to be really good bases at a 65 3 or midi. So that's going to be your real issue, is finding a decent, you know, consistent jumper base at 65. But everything else, you know, somewhat decent. You know, 75 interior, 84 block is really not it, but you could probably make do if you are a good defender, knowing when to jump, when not to jump, when to play hands up. 92 O board, 88 D board. You know, he specializes in rebounding, as I said. In real life, the man is an automatic 10 boards. He's good for that. I like the physicalities, though. You know, 70 speed, 66 agility will probably make you faster than most bigs, but you are 6'10", so you are expected to be a little bit quicker. 83 strength, not really a fan of that. I would probably try to get that strength up somewhere to like a 91 strength. You know, you'd be solid, and maybe like an 80 vertical. But overall, this build is not too bad. I mean, I would probably, if I would make any tweaks to this build, I would probably drop that close shot down to like an 84. And then I would put those points into like either my mid-range, or I will put those points into my strength and vertical and try to get that up some. I'm not going to hold you. I would probably drop my ball handling speed with ball, because that really isn't needed. This dude isn't really putting the ball on the floor like that. He's not dribbling and saucing nobody up. I would probably drop my ball handle, drop my speed with ball, drop my close shot, and then I would throw that into strength for sure. Vertical, and then whatever I had left over, that would definitely be going into my rebounding, so I could try to get a 99 on the rebound, because I'm trying to think, because you could possibly get 99 rebounds, because you could get legend rebound chasers. You can see all of those badges are possible with just with these height caps and the weight caps and stuff. So technically speaking, you could get up to that 99. So I would be trying to get up to that 99 for that rebound chaser, if I could, you know, at the very least. And then last but not least, we have the community builds. Let's just get right into it. So for the PG, we have the two-way inside out ISO creator from Lady Go Brazy. Said tired of getting scored on bottom 5'9" guards. This ISO build is the perfect way to counter meta guard builds with a great mix of strength, shooting, defense, finishing, and playmaking that you can use in 1v1 situations in any mode. It's also new player friendly and designed to turn defense into offense effortlessly. With a few cap breakers, you'll be unstoppable. You can't go wrong with this build. So let's see, you're going to be 6'4", 230 with the 7-foot wingspan, 79 close shot, 77 layup, 93 driving dunk. 77 midi, 87 3, 65 free throw, 67 pass, 92 ball handle, 86 speed with ball. So this build is pretty much kind of similar to that Hound build that we talked about as far as the Pro Toon build goes. But the one thing I do like about this build that I will point out is look at the defense. Look at that interior freaking defense, that 80 interior defense. This person knows what they're talking about, bro. I'm not going to hold you. There's some things I'm not really a fan of on this build, but the one thing I do like about this build is that this person knows what they're talking about as far as stopping like the meta in this game. People love rim running in this game. When you box them up and they can't just spam those shitty threes, they love to rim run. And with that 80 interior defense, you are going to make life hell for them, bro. With that 80 interior defense. So I love that. I love the interior defense. And another thing I love is that ADD board. Not that you need it, but I love the fact that you'll be able to actually go down there and help your team rebound. So, yeah, this build, I fucks with it. I'm not mad at this build at all. Moving on to our shooting guard, we have the two-way mid-range slasher from Nell. Nell says this 6'6" two-way mid-range slasher build is a menace on both sides of the court. If someone wants to challenge you at the rim, they will get dunked on. You can knock down every mid-range shot with ease, and you can easily break your defender's ankles, all while still having lockdown defense. Trust me, nobody would want to play against this build. So let's see, we're looking at 77 close, 75 layup, 93 driving dunk, 79 post control. Okay, kind of balanced on the finishing. 92 midi, 83 three ball with a 72 free throw, 60 pass, 81 ball handle, 86 speed with ball. Defense, we're looking at 74 interior defense, 74 perimeter, 85 steals, 74 block. See, I'm not mad at this build either. I'm really not. This build is actually really balanced to build. Again, this is another person that seems to know what they're talking about, because you can see that they have the interior defense on their build. They have some block on their build. They know that interior defense is important. A lot of people skip out on interior defense. They go perimeter heavy, they go steal heavy, and they don't realize how annoying it is where a dude could just run in the paint, stand there, and then just force a close shot on you and score every single time because you don't have high interior defense or interior defense at all on your build. So I kind of like the fact that this build also makes sure that it has that as well too. Moving on to our small forward build, we have the two-way inside-out shot creator from O Triple Trey. If you're looking for an underrated build that is versatile in every aspect, this 6'4" two-way inside-out shot creator is the build to take over both ends of the court in every game mode. This is a very athletic lockdown defender who can spot up from anywhere, attack the rack with force, and be trusted to protect both the perimeter and interior when needed. Also, with cap breakers, you're able to change the play style in your favor. So with cap breakers, I get what he means by that. With the cap breakers, it looks like you'll be able to like go crazy with your drive and dunk, or you can, throw that on your ball handle or your pass accuracy and be that much more of a playmaker. Or you could just throw it on your defense, right? You could throw it on your perimeter defense. You could throw it on your steal. Either way. Like, I get what he's saying. This is another one of those well-balanced two-way type of builds. Like, I don't really have anything bad to say about this build at all. And it actually has high free throw as well too, which is what something I often see a lot of people skip over, because they mostly play park. And there's a lot of us out here who still plays rec and 5v5, pro-am and stuff, proving ground 5. So I like the fact that it does, seem to be a well-balanced build. The only real knock that I have on this build is that you're small forward and you're 6'4". There is that off chance that you will get pushed to power forward. And then there's the off chance that because you're small forward, you're going to be playing against 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". I kind of regret making my lockdown at 6'4", shooting guard because pretty much most games I'm getting pushed to the small forward position in solo rec. Proving ground. I get pushed to the small forward a lot. And being 6'4", even though I got 99 perimeter, 99 steal, 70 something interior defense, it's still annoying to have to guard somebody that's 6'8", that's just gonna rim run on you, and I'm 6'4", they're 6'8". It's just a little annoying. So that right there would be the only thing that I'm just like, I'm not a fan of. 6'4", small forward. It reminds me of the dudes who used to make 6'3" point forwards in NBA 2K16 and NBA 2K17. And my friend made that mistake, and yeah, like I won't even go into it, but it's not a cheat code like how people thought it was a cheat code. I'll just say that. So for me, I wouldn't really jump at making a 6'4" small forward. That's just me. I would probably go a little bit higher, but other than that, I like the build. Now for our power forward position, we have the mid-range dimer from Swag Godly. The ultimate park big man build. Can space out the floor with pick and pops to the mid-range. Can still hit threes at times while still having elite rebounding. Use +5 cap breakers to reach 99 offensive rebounds to snag over every center. Can set the biggest screen. Use +5 for 99 strength to get your teammates wide open, and also has high pass accuracy. Use +2 for 92 pass accuracy. For Hall of Fame Diamond, with this build, you'll do everything your team could ever want and need. Now, again, I'm not mad at this build. Just looking at the makeup of the build, this is obviously a very specific type of build for Park. Probably mainly twos and a little bit of threes, but probably mainly twos. But here's the main problem that I have with this build, right? And it's that the parentheses, the things you see in the parentheses. Use 5 cap breakers. So in order to get to 5, I'm trying to think, you got to be like starter 2 or starter 3, which most people should get. Most people should be able to reach at least the first +5 cap breakers if they play this game. If this is your main game, everybody should be able to hit that for +5. Now my issue is the second set of +5 cap breakers. If I need to hit V2 in order to make this build viable or really good, then we have an issue, Captain. We have a serious issue. And that is my only issue with this build, because most people are not going to hit V2, okay? I play 2K a lot. I did stop playing for a couple months, but I play 2K a lot, okay? It is probably one of my top 3 games, easily. I play this game a lot. I make content for this game, and I'm only just starter 5 on my way to V1. Now, granted, I did stop playing for December, January. I did stop playing for a very, decent amount of time. If I kept playing and I didn't switch games and pick up other games and whatnot, I probably would be V1 on my way to V2. But I'm saying that for other people that play other games, they're not going to literally go anywhere close to V2. So for a build that requires you to be V2 in order to get a second set of cap breakers to really, justify making a build like this, it's a nah for me. But if you're a Park player, you're a twos player, I can see how this build would be actually very, very good, for that specific setting. But just the fact that you need the cap breakers or whatever to make the build complete, I would need something. I would probably prefer something a little more complete without needing to be a high, super high, rep level. So last but not least, we have our center build for the community build, and we have the two-way 3-level playmaker from Elijah Wan DR34M, and the description reads: this 7'3" two-way 3-level playmaker build was modeled after basketball Hall of Famer Arvydas Sabonis, or Arvydas. I think it's Arvydas. I don't know, bro. I just call that man Sabonis. But anyway, this build will allow you to dominate 5v5 modes with his unique skill set. Now I love that, because I'm just a 5v5 type of dude now. You can easily space the floor, post up on the block, defend the paint, and of course get easy assists to your teammates with elite playmaking. Whether you're playing with friends or randoms, this build will help lead your team to victory. Now, off rip, I just got one nitpick, right? I haven't even looked at the build really yet, but you are 7'3", 253 pounds, 7'6" wingspan. Out the gate, my real big issue with this build automatically, bro, is 7'3", bro. 7'3", man, you're going to be like, just look at those physicals, bro. Just look at those physicals, bro. 51 speed, 31 agility is insane. It is absolute madness, bro. Madness. Just madness. I could never justify a 7'3" build unless I'm going low weight. And then it kind of defeats the purpose of being 7'3" if you're going to have like a 70 strength because you're going 220 or 230 or whatever at your weight. Like, you know, you can make this build and not be 7'3" is mainly the thing that I'm getting at here. You know, and not be slow as dirt. But if we look at the attributes outside of that, it's not a bad build. You know, 94 close shot, 90 post control, 55 driving, 65 standing, which I'm not really a fan of that. But I guess this build, you know, you're expected to, you know, use hooks and, you know, up and unders, you know, layups down low, and then to just, you know, shoot and pass the ball. You know, you're not really expected to dunk and catch lobs, alley-oops, and things of that nature, which is fine. 85 mid-range, 83 ball, 94 pass accuracy, 89 interior, 84 block. I'm just not a fan of that either. At 7'3", 7'6" wingspan, I expect you at that height to have elite level interior defense and blocking at 89, 84. It's not very elite. It's good, it's serviceable, but not elite. The O board, not a fan of not having no O board either, especially when you're going to be down low. If you're going to be down low and you're going to, you know, be getting majority of your buckets, yes, you have an 80 and 85 midi so you can space the floor. But if you're going to be inside out and you're going to be able to have a 90 post control and 90 foot close shot, I expect you to be trying to get yours in the paint as well too. And if you're going to be trying to get yours in the paint, sometimes you're going to miss. It's going to be hard for you to grab that rebound that you just missed, that shot or layup you just missed. It's going to be hard to grab that rebound with a 69 O board when you're going up against a 92, 96 D board and whatnot. So I'm not mad at the D board, but the O board, I probably would have went higher on the O board just because of that. But overall, I would say this isn't like too bad of a build. Like, this is a build that like a new player can get on and still play decent enough with this build. So again, I'm not too bad at this. Like, I wouldn't say this build was like, you know, complete trash or dirt or anything like that. Like, it's a decent build. Again, I'm not a fan of going 7'3", but that's just me. But let me know in the comments what you guys think down below about the brand new community builds, the brand new NBA builds, and the brand new Pro Toon builds and NBA 2K25 for the Season 6 update. It has been your boy Swiftly. I'm out. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.